Hello everyone and welcome to another car review and welcome to a top-notch compact SUV that nearly delivers on every factor at a very reasonable price, which is this 2023 MG RX5. So in today's video, we're going to be finding out everything in detail about this RX5. Now this new RX5 is offered in two different variants, which is your standard and the luxury, and the particular model that I'm reviewing is the top of the line Lux version, which is the luxury one. And on this one you get this huge grille out here, this intermeshed one in this sort of dark gray glossy plastic, MG badging out here, this silver strip that continues from one headlight to the other side, and also another chrome strip at the bottom of that continues from one end to the other, and a lot of aggressive shaping out here. You can see the front end actually looks very good, and sort of that spindle grille that you get out here. And there is also this another performance badging that has been given. I have no idea why, but there is that given, and then there are these designs which are given at the lower end of the bumper, and there is also this carbon fiber plastic trim that has been given in the front, again to make the whole front look a lot more sportier. And when you come to these headlights, these are a completely LED headlight cluster that you get on this one. On top of this one you get this DRLs, and even at the bottom that curves around in like a C shaped, and the top bit of that DRL converts into the turn signals, and the headlight themselves are pretty nice and bright. Out here there is this plastic bit out here which is just meant to make the whole bumper look a little more, the front end itself look a little more sportier and aggressive, but it's nothing to do with any aerodynamic, like it's not gonna channel air or anything. Out here you get 19-inch alloy rims in this dual tone color, and there are these plastic arches on the fender so that it protects your actual fender. At the bottom more skirtings which are given, and then another silver color strip that has been given, this plastic again to save the bottom side of the car, and more plastic arches on the back side of the fender. And there is also this chrome surround around these windows and some silver roof rails that are given. You get a panoramic sunroof on this RX5. When you come to the side mirrors, these are power foldable, power adjustable side mirrors. They also have one of the cameras from the 360-degree camera system, but it does not have the blind spot warning system. And the side mirror is again the body colored side mirror, and the doors are smart keyless entry doors, so they are also smart, like if you walk away from the car it would automatically lock the doors for you, but only the front two doors are the smart keyless entry doors, whereas the back ones are the normal ones. You can customize how you want these doors to open, like just the driver's side or the all four doors when you unlock the car from inside the infotainment screen, inside the settings. Nice big windows out here and even in the back, and a bit of a arch out here, and then this strong shoulder line that goes from the front and continues till the back. Now in the rear, the whole rear tail light cluster is an LED. The turn signals are the dynamic turn signals, even they are LED. There's also this silver color strip that goes from one end to the other, the MG badging in chrome, and there is also this huge bumper out here, and at the bottom of that there's glossy plastic that has been given, and you would find a couple of exhausts, but these are the fake exhausts, not the real ones, so it's actually covered from in here. The actual exhaust is behind the bumper, and there's also this very stylish spoiler that has been given. It's sort of got these holes around, and then it's again to make the whole SUV look a lot more sportier. And in terms of the rear visibility, it's actually quite restricted. It's a little smaller to my liking. There are thicker pillars that way. Now when you come to the boot space, this has a motorized tailgate, and when the rear seats are folded up, you can put 430 liters of luggage, which is one of the very big boot spaces that you would find on a compact SUV. There are also these cuff plates so that you don't damage your bumper. There's also a boot separator that has been given, which usually divides and separates out your boot space in case you don't want anyone to see what's in your boot, so you can cover that. So that also sits very well on the boot floor. It consumes a little bit of space, but at least there is some space to put that, like a dedicated one. There are also pocket storages on both the sides, like small storages on either side, and at the bottom of this boot floor you would find another small storage, like just above your spare wheel there are like compartments given where you can store something, and underneath of that you would find the spare wheel that has been given, a temporary spare wheel. Now there is also boot lights which are given, but there are no time points or as such anything that have been given in the boot itself. And the rear seats are foldable in a ratio of 60:40, which you can still conveniently do it from here. Let me just do one seat and show you. And when you fold down these rear seats, you get a lot of space in here, and the good thing is these seats also slide ahead a little bit and then they flatten the floor. The floor is very flat, and really like how big the boot space gets on this MG RX5. And as I said, this is a motorized tailgate, so operating this thing is rather easier, especially when you have a lot of shopping bags that you carry around and then you have to put them in. Now on the inside of this new RX5 you get a very good experience in terms of the interiors and the material quality and all. So let me start off with the dashboard. You get soft touch dashboard out here. The door guards have the soft touch material. We're going to be resting hands, that's leather covered with a blue stitching on the sides. Even out here that's soft touch, your perforated soft touch material. Just in the glove box area it's plastic, even at the bottom it's just plastic, but everywhere else, yeah, this is also plastic. We're going to be resting your hand in the center console, that's also leather covered with the blue color stitching. This infotainment screen in black color, which is a massive 14.1 inch. I'm going to come to that. Driver's display, steering wheel, which is again leather covered, half perforated steering wheel. The switches and everything, yeah, they have very nice touch. Even on this door cards there's this aluminum kind of plastic trim which has been given. I don't mind, it looks, yeah, very good in here. It fits with the interior, not too bad. And the whole fit and finish, yes, that's also pretty nice. So yeah, overall very good attempt in terms of, yeah, out here also you get this same aluminum kind of plastic trim that has been given, perforated gear shifter. So yeah, overall quality material and fit and finish, as I mentioned, is rather very good in here. Now when you come to the driver's display, you get a 12.3 inch huge driver's display, and it shows you fair bit of information. On either side you have the dials to show you your speed, and on the other side your RPM, so that counter remains fixed, while in the center you can change different bit of information, which you can change it from the buttons given on the right side on the steering wheel. So when I go down, so your first screen is like just your car with the date and time, and then you go down, then you can see your current journey, how you're doing, your accumulated info, your fuel consumption, instantaneous one, the tire pressure and the battery voltage. And you come back to the same screen, then you can scroll on the right, you can see your setting options, and you will see your luminous and eco mode and your media settings, then the other media, phone settings and everything. You can connect that from here, your notifications, then the navigation, and then you are back to the same vehicle information. So that's pretty much it in terms of the driver's display that you can operate. So it's very simple and straightforward, and no more, you know, confusing options or anything out here. It's just that during the daytime there tends to be a little bit of fading away because of the light, direct sunlight that falls on it. So yeah, a little bit brighter screen would be, I think, better. And also if I can control a bit of color combination in here, it would be a little more helpful, because sometimes I feel it's a little too dark to my taste. I don't know, if you like it, then yes, this you may like. Now when it comes to the steering wheel, this is a leather covered half perforated steering wheel with a flat bottom, MG badge chrome one in the center, another sort of plastic surround at the bottom, silver one. And on the right side you would find the buttons to control your driver's display and everything. There's also a star button. When you press that, you can go into the shortcut menu option out here, where you can control the volume of different things in here, notifications, phone and everything. You can switch off the phone or switch on Bluetooth on and off with that same button. And on the left side you would find the buttons for your media controls, for the infotainment screen and everything, and also your communication buttons, and also the source button. And there's also a cruise control stick that has been given, so you get a standard cruise control system on this MG RX5. But like the other MGs, this stick is covered by the steering wheel itself, so you have to like either memorize or you have to make sure like you're pressing the right button while you're on the move. So overall, yes, the steering is again pretty sportier that way. It says nice finger support, and the steering wheel is also manually adjustable, which is your tilt and telescopic, so you can adjust both and according to your driving style. Now when it comes to the air conditioning controls, the air conditioning controls are a mixture of buttons and the functions which are given inside your infotainment screen. So in order to start the air conditioning control, the button is given straightforward out here, on and off, and there is the button, another one next to it, so it's for the fan, and this dial that has been given that controls the fan speed for that air conditioning, and when you press again you can control the temperature, and on the other side the different flow and everything, and in the center there is the home button which you press. So if you forget to switch off that and then come out of it, that dial again will be just dedicated to the air conditioning and it won't be a volume dial. So it acts as a dual dial that way. And if you want to change more detailed settings for your air conditioning from inside, you can go in from this infotainment screen, and then you will find all your detailed settings to control the temperature, your fan speed in here, and also at the bottom you would see the driver and the passenger information, flow of air, everything, where you want the flow of air to be. All that you can change from here. And not just that, there are also touch buttons given on either sides, which on one side, on the right hand side, you can change the fan speed, and also when you press that button at the bottom of that, you can go into the media control. So lots of ways that you can change the air conditioning control that has been given on this MG RX5. But the thing is, these touch buttons, I found that when it gets a little hot, they tend to go a little fuzzy, and then it automatically just starts pressing these buttons. The brightness on this side, left side, that has been given, that also tends to just reduce, and the plus one doesn't work. I don't know, it's because of the heat probably, because when it's cold it just works properly, but when I just leave the car for a while, if it's parked, and after that I use it, these buttons go a little haywire, that's for sure, for some reason. And when it comes to this infotainment screen, this is a 14.1 inch vertically mounted screen, and the information on that, you get wide bit of information, all straightforward menu options that are given, and again you can't change much of the color combinations or the icon options which are given, or the widgets that are given in here. So that if I can get a little more controllability, it would be rather easier, because I want to shuffle around some icons here and there. But overall this screen is overall this screen is rather big and nice display. Again, it's a little angled towards the roof, and which is why when there is a direct sunlight falling on it, it tends to feel a little washed out, or there's a bit of a reflection that you can see from here. So that's the only thing. Now when you come to the actual functionality of this infotainment screen, you get navigation system first as your menu option. So you get inbuilt navigation system, so you can choose to use that or just use the others navigation system, Google Maps, when I come to the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Then there is the media option, your phone option, and these are the fixed 3 widget options that you get. At the bottom you would find more options, which is your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So in terms of the connectivity, you can connect to this infotainment system using the Bluetooth, USB, and there's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which are both the wired version. And there is also the vehicle option, in which you will find all your vehicle settings, which is your convenience, your lighting, then the MG pilot system, so your park distance control and all that it would show you. And you can even control the screen from this dial that has been given, so you can change the volume, and also you can go to the home from here. And if you scroll around more, then you will see the air conditioning option, which I mentioned, then the 360-degree camera system. If you want to have a look at where you are in the parking lot, you can just have a look at that, then that's for you. And there is also the video option. When you're connected USB or something, you can see that. Then there is the detailed settings option, in which you can change your general, Bluetooth, volume, systems, USB storage, and everything in here. And there's also the brightness option on top, and the brightness option which is given on the left side, so which is what I said. So hopefully right now it's working. So you can see when I press the touch buttons on either side, it goes plus and minus. I can reduce or increase the brightness of the screen. And also the bottom of the screen, you can always see your air conditioning controls, and you can even control those air conditioning controls from here at the bottom. This infotainment screen though is big, but MG has managed to utilize its functionality in a very clever way. So you can even have the air conditioning controls, and also you can use the screen while you're on the move. There is also a scroll down option. Again, that's the same star button, so you can control all the volumes and Bluetooth settings and screen on and off and all that from here. So that's your infotainment screen. Even though sometimes it feels a little loaded, that is what I feel, with too much of graphics, which is why it makes the screen slightly slower and slightly sluggish. But yeah, overall I like the experience of this. Now when you come to this charging, you get two standard USB ports which are given underneath this center console, where there's this huge storage and one 12-volt power socket, and there is also two more USB ports which are given for the rear passengers, which are the standard ones. And on this MG RX5 you get this new gear shifter knob, so it's rather easier. Just put it in drive, neutral, and then you go in the reverse, and then the park button is given in the back. So, and it's also got the perforated design on top, leather covered, so yeah, holding it is rather very grippy. And there are more buttons given in the back for your hill descent control and to open the tailgate and your electronic parking brake. And on this RX5 you get a huge panoramic sunroof with this one, and it actually opens all the way till the center. You can even open the other cover, the inner one. And yeah, today is a pretty hot day. Summer's already loading up, so I'm gonna close it. Now in terms of the storage, you have a lot of storage options, like quite a lot of storage options. In the door cards you can easily put 1.5 liter worth of bottles, some more storage on the sides. There's this big storage underneath the center console. You can put your wallets, phones, books, whatever you like. There is also this two flexible cup holders with the cover that has been given, or you can just close it and utilize something on top. There's this bit where you can put your keys, like a slot that has been given, and where this center armrest is, again there also you can slot your phones or something. And when you open this center handrest, and in that you can put like 4 1/2 liter worth of bottles. It's that big. There's also this glove box which is also decently big. Even on the passenger side you can put 1.5 liter worth of bottle and some more storage. There is also this dashboard that you can utilize, again to put your papers or something, because there's a bit of a lip, so you can utilize that dashboard too. And for the rear door cards you can again put 1.5 liter worth of bottle, some more storage on the sides, and there are also two normal cup holders which are given in the center armrest. On this MG RX5 you also get an SOS button, which is for the emergency medical purposes, or if there is an accident to the car you can just press that button, you can call for some help. Now when you come to these seats, these are the leather seats that are given on this MG RX5, and they are perforated seats, but they are not the cooled or the heated seats or anything, but just for the design purposes. There is also a blue color stitching on the borders and even in the backrest as well. And the seats themselves are pretty comfortable. I like MG seats because they are very thick padded, and then they are very soft as well. It's just that there is a bit of a lack of thigh support, which I find they are not that long sometimes, which is what I feel. So my thigh tends to be hanging a little bit, but if they can have an extension or something, that would solve the problem. But otherwise on the sides there is good amount of support. Even at the bottom there is decent amount of support. And the driver side seat is 6-way electronically adjustable and 2-way lumbar control, which is manual, whereas the passenger side seat is 4-way electronically adjustable. But overall during the longer journeys, these seats are super comfortable, especially for long drives. It's just that do not park it directly in the sunlight, because these are the black color leather seats, and oh my god, they become super hot. So which is why I prefer fabric seats for some reason. But yes, this gives you more comfort in that sense. But make sure you park it in a shade so that you don't toast your bottoms. Now in the rear of this RX5, things are rather spacious and comfortable, because you get good amount of knee room out here, and the headroom is also rather decent. Someone about 6 feet can easily fit in here, which is what I like about this RX5. There is ample of space in here in the back, and you just don't feel like that compact kind of SUV where you're just cramped in here, but actually there is good amount of space in here. And not just that, there's also the very minimal tunnel in here, so there's only a small step. So when I sit in the middle, there's only like a bit of a hump at the bottom and in the back, so the seats are still rather soft and comfortable. So yeah, someone can sit in the middle. So 3 passengers can, yes, fit in here. But these normal seats, yeah, they are very comfortable. They are again the perforated seats, not the heated or the cooled one. And again, they have the blue stitching. There are 3 headrests that have been given, and I actually like the seating style in here. And not just that, you can even recline these seats and go even further during the longer journey. So yeah, this actually makes like a proper resting area in the back on this RX5. So I think more than the front seats, you would rather want to be in the rear seats in here. You can even slide your legs under the seats during the longer journeys. There is a bit of space for that too, and the support underneath my thigh out here feels rather good. Yes, that's for sure. And when there is no middle passenger, you can drop down this handrest and you can utilize that. There are also 2 normal cup holders that are given. The door cards, they have soft squishy materials and not plastic. Yes, like very nice. That's again, there's also the leather covered handrest in here with the blue stitching and the same aluminum plastic trim design which is given. And the door cards have like 1.5 liter worth of bottle capacity. But the goodies don't end here. There is also 2 air conditioning vents which are given. So summer seasons for the rear passengers, it's going to be a cooler experience. And as I mentioned, 2 normal USB ports which are given. The air conditioning, you can just adjust the direction of flow of air. That's about it. The main air conditioning controls are all in the front. So you get a dual zone air conditioning system, by the way, on this MG RX5. And not just that, you get 8 speaker music system on this RX5. So there are 4 speakers in the front and 4 in the back, 2 out here in the door cards on top and the bottom on either side. So yeah, overall this space, I actually like to be here in the rear. There is also a bit of a curve on these seats so as to give you that extra bit of knee room. And one of the things is that the seat belts tend to be hanging a little bit in the front. So when you open the door, chances are that you might hit these seat belts. But there's also a clip which has been given, so you can put these seat belt in there. It's a little bit further in the back, which has the RX5 badging in there, so you can put there. And then yeah, the seat belts are now away from your way when you're coming in and out. But yeah, you tend to have to put that. That's the only thing. Now the thing that I want to mention first is that the seats actually are quite high riding that way. So I get this is to give you that SUV-ish kind of effect that you're driving a big SUV. But yeah, I want to sometimes, go a little lower and then drive the car. But yeah, these seats don't do that. That's the only thing. Now, when it comes to the engine on this MG RX5, you get a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that produces 171 horsepower and 275 Newton meters of torque. And this engine is mated to a 7-speed DCT transmission. And this is a front-wheel drive car. So that way, the power distribution is rather smooth and the engine feels decently ample for this car, because the weight of this car is cleverly hidden, is what I would definitely want to mention. You don't feel that you're driving an SUV. So that way, the weight is very well hidden on this one. And the power distribution, yeah, there's a bit of a turbo lag initially until you cross that 2.5 RPM, 1000 RPM, and then yes, the torque kicks in, and there is also the rich power that comes in. But yeah, overall it's rather decent, I would say. And the gear shifts are smooth. There is no jerkiness to it. The ride quality overall is quite improved and it's quite smooth. Yeah, you just glide over these bumps, because when it comes to these suspensions, yeah, they are on the comfortable side. And the chassis itself, it feels well adapted to all these bumps and soaking up quite well. I don't feel any bumps underneath my bottoms through these seats. I know the seats are also comfortable, yet I don't feel anything that way. So another thing that I wanted to mention was that you also get different types of driving modes, which is your eco, obviously. Yeah, anyways, this is a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, but you flick this gear knob and then you can put the car into the sport mode, and then yes, now the car it delivers a lot more torque initially very quickly, and the throttle response is also very immediate the moment you it takes a little while, though there's a bit of a clunkiness at lower end, but nonetheless, yes, it's and in doing that, when you put that in the sport mode, then it extends the gear shifts to higher RPMs, and then as a matter of fact, things become a little noisier too. But that's the sort of compromise between the sport and the comfortable mode anyways. And I don't know, why would you want to drive anyways on an everyday thing in a sport mode? So let me just put it in the comfort mode. So yes, continuing with our suspensions, as I said, it's on the softer end, and let me do a slalom and show you the roll, because there is a bit of a roll in here too, although there is traction control that takes care of this. But yes, it shifts its weight rather nicely, and I'm surprised by that. It's doing well. So on that front, the suspensions are good, combined with these seats. Comfortable ride. Now when you come to the efficiency from this 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, I have managed to get around 10 kilometers per liter. So you will get anywhere between 10 to 10.5 kilometers per liter on a longer runs, and inside the city also it nearly delivers that much, but the claim efficiency is 15. So I've tried many combinations, driving it for a longer time at constant RPM and putting it in cruise control at 100 kilometers, 120. So it still goes to around 10.5 or maybe 11 sometimes, but that's about it. So I mean, let me know how do you achieve that 15 kilometers if you ever manage to, because I would really want to get some tips on how to do that. I know that I'm a little bit of an aggressive driver that way, but still I try to be economical when I have to for these tests. So when you come to the brakes, you get 4 disc brakes on this RX5, and the pedal that way has nice bit of progressive action, although the brakes seem a little softer when you press them. So actually let me do a 100 to 0 emergency stop and show you the braking performance from these brakes. So the ABS kicks in, but there is a slight bit of softness to it, but I wouldn't bother about all that, because you're never going to be doing these sudden braking actions. Even if you do, there is that way ample of braking performance from these brakes. Now when you come to the steering, there is an electronic power steering that has been given on this RX5, but I really like the setup on this one, because the steering has good amount of feedback, and it's also very pointy. It's exactly what's happening when you turn around, and especially for an SUV, this is a great thing, because usually that's one of the off things. The steering or the suspension is one of the off things, but here, yes, I can actually go at a higher speed and take turns. But yes, that's what the power steering is all about. Especially the electronic ones, if you calibrate it well, yes, then it can give you a very decent experience. Even if you put it in the sport mode, it doesn't change the nature of the steering or anything. But yes, overall, however the steering setup is, it's rather fine. Now when you come to the noise and the vibrations, yes, there's a bit of a noise issue which I find from the front glass, from the side windows. There's a bit of wind whooshing. There's also a bit of tire noise also, especially at higher speeds, that you can notice. So that's about it. But vibrations and all, that's pretty much kept in check. So everything is solidly built, so far nothing is rattling or anything. And this car has done 7,000, and in a media car 7,000 is a proper test that everyone has done, so it's rather good. And when you come to the safety systems, you get 6 airbags, 2 for the front driver and the passenger, 2 side airbags again for the driver and the passenger, 2 curtain airbags mounted on these frames, and there is also child ISOFIX points in both the rear seats. There is also the 360-degree camera system, but that 360-degree camera system lacks in terms of the quality of the image output, because the frame rate is very slow. It's very choppy sometimes, and it takes a little while to portray that, but you can change different angles on your 360-degree camera. So if you want to see the front or the side or anything, then you can just select those views. And not just that, whenever you're going to be turning from left or right if your speed is below 40 kilometers per hour, if you're turning around, then it will relay that feed on your screen too. So even that option has been given on this one. So that's like a proper utilization of the 360-degree camera system. Although if it could be made a little more crisp and more smooth, then it would do better. Now when you come to the other safety systems, there is also the ABS, there is also the traction control system. So everything normal safety systems is all given in here. Now when you come to the pricing of this, so the standard MG RX5 starts at 77,000 dirhams, and this particular model, which is the luxury one, comes in at 89,900 dirhams. Now compared to many in the market, this thing offers you with quite a lot of options and quite a lot of comfort in terms of space. Yes, what a daily compact SUV has to do, it delivers on all those factors. But yes, there are some things like some noise issues which has to be fixed. And also engine, maybe a 2-liter turbocharged engine would still be better on this one, because yes, this engine gets a little stressed out and it adds to the noise, especially when you want to accelerate. That just adds a little bit of noise that way, and feels a little stressed out. It starts grumbling and shouting like, no, don't do that to me, sort of thing. But overall it's a decent offering, I would say, in this category, and you should definitely check this car out and check for yourself. If you like the whole package, then this car might be the car for you. Anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching this video. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, then you can click here, and if you want to watch more videos, then click here. I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care and stay safe.